Namaste, my galactic family. This is Angela Sim, more for the umehllohzohreh. Pleiadian consciousness here for you, my galactic family. Please listen to me with your heart. Nine different YouTube channels, my galactic family. Close to 250 films. Please look at all of them, my galactic family, and share them with brothers and sisters. Because you see now the importance of spreading the truth. The real truth, my galactic family. Because there are those beings in the universe who think they are better. We're going to back up a little bit, my galactic family. So everybody will be on the same page. Those brothers and sisters who know a lot of information, and those brothers and sisters who just woke up, and those brothers and sisters who are clueless. Remember, my galactic family, we're speaking to all walks of lives here. So we have to manage the terminology in such a fashion that it can ring a bell for everybody. Please listen to me with your heart. Prime Creator, God Almighty, the reason, there's many reasons, but it's like there are 9 laws in the multiverse. They will never change. Those 9 laws. I'm gonna tell them. I already told you 5 laws of the creation. There are 4 more. But even if there are 9 laws in the multiverse, 9 laws, there's always going to be one law and going to be with such a power, such a frequency that overrides the rest of the laws. But doesn't mean they're going to be extinguished. No, the laws created by God Almighty, they are the ground of everything. They're the base of everything. Likewise, my galactic family, there are a lot of reasons why Prime Creator created multiverses. But let's focus on one of them, one of the reasons. And that reason overrides all of them, my galactic family. All of them. All the parallel realities, all the parallel universes, all of them. All parallel realities, all parallel universes. Prime Creator, in his magnificence, by creating the universe, God Almighty creates exploration, interactions in a way of exploration and connectivity with more understanding, more contemplation, with abilities we can't even fathom. Prime Creator is experiencing everything. Prime Creator, God Almighty, through everything, He's experienced everything. But let me tell you something a lot of you don't know. God Almighty, one of the laws of Prime Creator, and actually is not the law, it's in a way is a law. Yeah, we can say, okay, it's a law. Yeah, it's a law. Yeah, because if you cannot change, that's the law. Things you can change, they're not the laws. They're frequencies, perspectives, belief systems. But the things you cannot change, it's a law. But first law of the creation, actually, from higher point of view, it's not the law. It's the mentality. That's the nature of prime creator. All is the one, and one is the all. But there's a catch to it, my galactic family. Because those beings who cannot tell you, or they have their own purpose not to tell you, or to tell you in such a format that if any channeler gonna tell you through their own species, through their own understanding, any information that could put prime creator down, even in 1%, that's not the truth. Forgive those channelers who give you information, even the most famous ones. Forgive them as well, because if you're putting down prime creator even 1%, that's not the truth. If you're speaking to brothers and sisters, I don't care when you are, where you are, how you are, whatever you are. Truth is light, doesn't weigh anything. Truth is, you can feel the truth. It resonates. And anytime, anywhere, we're going to describe prime creator. Anywhere, anytime, and you're going to put down prime creator, that means that's not the truth. Because we're talking about prime creator, the only one holy being. Because listen to me, because a lot of you brothers and sisters, you lost your track a long time ago. Let me remind you here. Because you think, my galactic family, you think that you are God, and every bug, every bird, every plant, every animal, every other reflection, every being, anything is a portion of God. So how many gods there are? No, it's only one God. You are only small mirror. God creates, imagine God Almighty, it's the only one being. Only one being. Yes, I told you before that God Almighty is prime creator as the biggest mirror. Nobody gonna make a bigger mirror. You can do the same size mirror, but you can never make a bigger mirror than prime creator. I guess I told you that. But this was only, I mentioned to you, for purposes for understanding in that film what I told you. Look, previous films, you know exactly what I'm saying here. But here we're talking about the core truth, the nature of creation itself, the nature of prime creator. There is only one being. There is, listen to me carefully what I'm going to say now. Listen to me. There is no God. There is no God. There's only one being you call God. You call Allah. You call prime creator. Why is that? Because it reminds you that you came from that source. You are only a reflection. Prime creator, that's the only one being in entire of existence. It's a deeper subject than that, but I'm going to leave this subject for 2027. When we're going to come to end of 2027, I think the frequency is going to be enough coherent, so I could tell you a deeper what's outside of creation, and why is there only one being. One holy being, the most intelligent, the most strong, the most powerful, the most wise, the only holy one, and the only holy being in the entire creation. That's this only one being we call Allah, we call God, we call Prime Creator. And Prime created all the reflections. So you always going to remember that you are part of that reflection. So imagine Prime Creator. He is only one being in creation. And everything from the sand of grains, my galactic family, from the smallest of the smallest of the smallest to the biggest, to the biggest, to the biggest. Everything is just mirrors reflecting on itself. Why is like that? Because in a universe, when Prime Creator loves cycles, Prime Creator loves rhythm, the momentum. God Almighty loves. That's why God Almighty loves the most those brothers and sisters who are repeating. Okay, you made a mistake. Okay, I'm sorry, God. Okay, you keep going. You keep going. It's like you don't give up. Resilience, the momentum. God Almighty loves beings like this, who are doing this. Why are we mentioning in this film about this subject? Because what I'm about to tell you, it will ring a bell even louder for you, my galactic family. There are those beings, those mirrors. Remember, only God Almighty, this one being, is perfect. Perfectionist. Perfect. Everything outside of that being we call Allah, God Almighty, Prime Creator, is a distortion frequency. More mirrors are reflecting on each other. They're creating more reflections and more reflections and more reflections and more reflections. And more they reflecting on each other, deeper they go down the line and more distorted they are. We call in higher dimensions positive distortions created the entire of creation. Positive distortion. Because only Prime Creator is perfect. Everything outside of Prime Creator, it's a little bit distorted. It's a little bit off, if you will. Even if there's a first mirror God Almighty created and God Almighty is looking on himself through this first mirror, this first reflection. Where's distortion when God Almighty is so perfect that he created first big mirror and he's looking right on himself? Why is distortion? Where's the distortion? Because that's the reflection. That's not Prime Creator. That's his reflection. Only the essence, the purity pouring out from Prime Creator, the pure frequency, energy. That's perfect frequency. And from that perfect frequency, God created first mirrors, big mirrors, and then those mirrors created another mirrors, and 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 another mirrors, another mirrors, another mirrors, another mirrors, another mirrors. And here you are. Let me remind you one more time before I'm going to tell you something very, very important. Keep in mind what I'm gonna tell you in this film, something very important. Keep in mind that God Almighty, Prime Creator, He loves cycles, rhythm, momentum. That's why He loves beings with resilience. You're trying, you're doing something good, and you made a small minor mistake, but you didn't give up. You stood up, you shake yourself, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. Prime Creator loves beings like this. He's in love in those beings who never give up. To the last breath, they gonna be themselves. Actually, constantly improving yourself, you're not getting better. By constantly improving yourself, my galactic family, by constantly improving yourself, you're not improving yourself. You're becoming more of true who you really are. Because if we go down the line, all the mirrors, actually, in this perspective, in this mirror, in this so-called reflection of your vehicle here, the biological so-called vehicle, but everything is frequency, energy. Actually, you have filters. That's why we see a narrow band frequency, my galactic family. The spectrum of light we can see in this dimension, it's such a small spectrum that it's amazing. That is, trust me, there are beings standing next to you right now, physical beings standing next to you, and you don't see them. We're in a way, we are blind in a way compared to the cosmos, because more reflections you will create. Listen to me, my galactic family. Listen to me. More reflections you will create with intention of a negative intention, a bigger distortion. When you create life, when you create a new species, when you create a new reflections with positive intention, there's a positive distortion. The momentum, the rhythm, and the momentum, the cycle, you magnify in a deeper sense when you're creating a new life, a new species with positive intention. The intention is one of the laws of creation. It's it's one of the most powerful laws of creation is your intention. That's the sixth law of creation. I'm going to tell you 2027, I'm going to tell you, my galactic family, up to 9 laws of the creation. The evil ones of the universe. Why they evil? What's the difference between evil and good? Because for the evil, they are good. For the good, the evil are evil. But for the evil, For the evil, they think they are good. They are good. And the evil things, the good ones, they're evil. Why be so twisted? Why? Because remember, my galactic family, the reincarnation wheel is happening here for a long time. It's already proven for you. I look at previous films, you know exactly what we're saying here. Even if you so-called die, you never die, but let's call it, okay, you died, yeah? You can never leave this frequency, this matrix, when you are not ready. You're always going to come back. You're always going to come back. You're always going to come back. Because for the entire of creation, you are all psychotic here. You all are psychotic here, except Sunni Muslims. They're only mentally healthy beings in the world. That's why you see the only things they can show you, the evil ones they can show you on CNN, BBC, on the news. They can lie to you and they can tell you that Islam is evil. No. Why they attacking Islam so much? Because they are psychotic. They're mental cases. They are, in the eyes of creation, they are psychotic. Rothschild, Rockefellers, Zionist Jews, Catholics, Vatican, Washington, D.C., the military complex of the United States of America, they're all mental cases. All of them. Hinduism, Christianity, Catholic Church, military complex, Zionist Jews. They are the most mental cases in the universe. Psychotic mental cases. I have to tell you like this, my galactic family, because truth will set you free. Truth will set you free. And you see by now, for so many years they were hiding what they did to Islamic countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. I'm not gonna. You know by now who is doing the evil act. How many terrorist attacks did happen in the world? I am a true Earth Angel Asim. A true Earth Angel Asim. And I'm going to tell you, zero. You can tell Prime Creator on the Day of Judgment that I told you this. And Prime Creator going to tell you, Angel Asim was right. Zero attack anywhere in the world. Why? Because those are the mentally stable beings, Muslims. They're normal, stable, mentally healthy beings are Muslims. So why they have to do evil if they're mentally healthy people? You want to prove? You want to prove how that works? Oh, because it's still there. Some brothers and sisters will be like, what if he's not telling the truth? Okay, so let's go from scientific point of view. You know, Muslims do prostration. Oh, what is prostration? The Muslim prayer.